Hello, you came back for another daily check-in. I am glad to have you along for the ride. This is the Joy in the Journey Challenge. If you're new to the challenge, then check out the intro video. But just in short, to recap what we're doing here, we are embracing the process and finding joy in the journey to our destination, whatever that destination is for you right now. So, grab a cup of coffee or maybe a load of laundry that you have to fold and join me for a quick chat. I am so excited that you're here with me. Okay, I know you're not really here with me, but I'm pretending like you are. And one of the participants in this challenge, a former student, very good friend of mine, told me earlier today that she feels like I'm right here with her when I'm recording these videos or when she's watching these videos. And I want to tell you that I feel the same. To all of you that are watching these, I feel like you are right here with me. So anyway, glad to have you join me. I will just tell you a little bit about my day, what I've been working on, and what I've been thinking about. So yesterday, we talked about choosing joy even in the midst of a setback. So that's been on my mind, and throughout the day today, I've been kind of keeping a mental list of all the things in my day that bring me joy. So instead of focusing on my injury, which by the way is getting better, I've been resting it and icing it all day. So it's feeling better, but in order to direct my mind to something more positive, I have just been, like I said, taking a mental list of all the things that bring me joy. And I've realized in doing this that there's a strong correlation for me between beauty and joy. So some of the things that brought me joy today were watching the sky brighten at sunrise, lighting a candle, watching the butterflies outside my window. I saw a hummingbird, which just is such a joyful sight. I think the hummingbirds are actually a symbol of joy. And I meant to look that up and I forgot. So we'll have to check. Colibri in Espanol, right? And actually, if any of you watching this are from Ecuador, and I have a feeling at least one person is, then I'm thinking of you because I know the colibri is a very important symbol for Ecuador. So I saw a hummingbird. That brought me a lot of joy. And what else? Every correspondence with a friend today, like every text message that has been sent or received, has brought me such joy. I love you guys. I'm so grateful for my friends and family. And one other thing I was gonna mention. Yes, I painted my nails a new color. It's a pretty pink. Actually, the reason I did that was because since I'm spending so much time here staring at my foot, because I have it elevated like right in front of me, I figured that the least I could do is paint a pretty new color on my toenails. So I did that and it's making me happy. Color, I just love color. So yeah, so that's some of it for me. So I want to ask you, what is bringing you joy today? And maybe you can write it down in the comments below. That would be fun. Spread the joy. Okay, what else? I have used this downtime, since I'm not super mobile right now, I've used this downtime to reconnect with some of the artists who originally inspired me to pursue art in the first place. So I'll tell you a little bit about those. One of my all-time favorite artists is Vincent van Gogh. And I've been spending some time today just looking at his paintings, admiring them, and also thinking about like what it was or what it is about him that I admire. And I realized one of the things is that he suffered so much in his life. I mean, everyone knows that he lived a very tormented life. He struggled with mental illness. He struggled to support himself financially. And even so, even throughout all of the pain and the heartbreak and the struggles, he managed to produce just amazing work. I mean, mind-blowing works of art like this one. I love this one. There's so much energy in this. Like, you can feel, it's almost like you're there in the scene. You can feel the energy in the sea, in the waves, in the sky, in the air, and the colors also. This, talking about colors, this one just really strikes me today. I feel like I've never seen this painting before. I probably have, but man, it's just really hitting me today. Look at those colors. Again, I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm in this field with him. And, you know, the cool thing about him and a lot of the Impressionists and Neo-Impressionists, they paint these landscapes that aren't photorealistic at all, but they transmit emotion. They transmit a feeling, right? And I think that's what I love most about them. And then this other one that I've always enjoyed, this one. It's like, I don't know, something about the lighting, and it's just so calming. And again, I feel like I could just step into the scene, like I'm there. So reconnecting with Van Gogh. And another one who's always inspired me is Frida Kahlo. So she, kind of similar to Van Gogh, she lived a life of great adversity. She faced some pretty difficult stuff. And, you know, if you don't know her story, she was in a bus accident, like a catastrophic accident in her, I think her early 20s, maybe late teens, early 20s, and suffered really serious injuries, barely made it out alive. She spent like months in a full body cast recovering, multiple surgeries, had to go back into the cast again. But anyway, and on top of that, I mean, she suffered like a ton of heartbreak and difficult relationships and all sorts of things. But something I really admire about her is her resilient spirit, her strong and resilient spirit. And actually, painting was kind of her salvation. She discovered painting when she was recovering. When her future career plans to become a physician got derailed by her accident and her physical limitations. And so she discovered painting, and that was the way that she healed herself and that she found value and purpose and meaning in her life when everything else seemed to be falling apart. So she used painting as a channel. She was brutally honest in the way she expressed her suffering, physical and emotional suffering. And yeah, I mean, she was bold. She took risks. She put herself out there. I mean, man, look at this. Like, say what you will about her work. I mean, it might not be the most visually pleasing, some of the pieces. You know, some of them are just gruesome. Here's another one. This is one of her masterpieces, probably one of her most famous ones, the two Fridas. But just totally opening her heart up in her work, through her work. And that's just something I really admire. And it's probably no coincidence that I incorporate that heart, the anatomical heart imagery into my work. And I've done that since college, and I've been sort of revisiting that vein of my work. Vein, play on, not play on words, no pun intended. You see her veins connecting those two hearts. Anyway, and then some of the other ones. like her I mean, she did a ton of self-portraits, and that's another thing I admire about her actually, is her courage to face herself and to engage in like true, honest introspection. So yeah, so that's been really good. I think that was a good exercise for me to reconnect with Frida and Vincent. I act like I know them, but like I feel like I know their spirit, and they have meant something to me through my formation. And so yeah, it's been really good to reconnect with that. What else? Oh, I was going to show you some of my sketches from the other day. So remember how I told you, or if you don't remember, you might not have watched that video, which is totally fine. But I was doing some drawing the other day, and I noticed that I got really sucked into like one drawing without intending to. And that's where my perfectionistic tendencies sort of kick in. And I want to break myself of that. I mean, I think there's a time and a place for that. But in order to practice the skill of sketching, I decided I'm going to time myself. I'm going to do it in smaller doses, smaller increments. So I set a timer for 15 minutes, and I drew until the time was up. So here are some of the things I came up with. So this is actually, you might recognize, it's the same subject, the plant and the same shell as the other drawing that I did that I spent like over an hour on. But this was 15 minutes and it came out pretty nice too. This was my orchid plant, the leaves of my orchid plant. Another one of the orchid. This one was really fun. A few weeks ago, I found this feather when I was out for my walk, and I had been meaning to do something with it, aka draw it. Actually, I have an image in my mind that I want to create at some point a little bit further down the road when I'm at that point of like creating a full composition. But remember, I'm going back to basics. I'm kind of re-strengthening that foundation by just drawing and practicing. And eventually I'll get to composing larger pieces. But anyway, yeah, this feather was really fun to draw. I love feathers and I really love drawing them. So that was great. This one is from a few days ago, another shell drawing, and a couple more shell drawings to show you. That one, this one. These were all pretty quick, pretty quickly moving. And can you see it? And these guys. So I find it kind of meditative, actually, especially to draw these shells, just like that repetitive motion to catch, like to depict the ridges. So I think that's about it. So I want to ask you, what baby steps are you taking? What skill maybe do you want to break down and practice in smaller increments? Remember, we're practicing. We're not trying to come in and, you know, get to that destination. We're enjoying the journey. We're embracing the process, and we're practicing skills in small doses so that we don't burn ourselves out, but that we do benefit from that compound effect of practicing consistently. So what does that look like for you? Is it practicing scales on the piano for 15 minutes a day? I don't know if that's even realistic. Would you want to practice scales for 15 minutes? Maybe not. Or practicing like the fingering on the guitar. I know one of my participants is using this to teach herself how to play the guitar. Does it look like drilling yourself on verb conjugations? Or practicing some basic component of a language? So whatever that looks like for you, I encourage you to set a timer, do it in small increments, and we're going to be doing this, you know, regularly, every day or every other day, whatever is feasible for you. So that's the plan. And don't forget to tell me, what is bringing you joy today? Let me know in the comments. I am here cheering you on, thinking of all of you that I have corresponded with, who I know is joining me on this journey. So glad to have you. I feel very supported by you, and I want you to know that it goes both ways. So thank you for that. Cheering you along. And if you're facing a setback, just be patient. Know that it will pass, just like I'm telling myself with my ankle. And I'm already feeling better. I'm more mobile. So I'm going to get up and grab my ice pack because I'm due for another round and keep on sketching. All right. I'll check in tomorrow. Talk to you soon.